Last year they only had 7 seniors. This year they only have 7 seniors.
Wow.
And they suit 35 kids. They suited up 35 kids for this game. All of them are going to play both ways. Did they win it last year? I didn't think they won it last year.
They won the Division 5 championship last year.
Okay.
They had Shane Dillon at quarterback. He threw for 3,400 yards.
I thought they lost to somebody though. Who'd they beat? Do you remember?
You know, I don't have that. 10-3. That's good to know.
And they won at the last second, right?
Yeah, it came back.
Yeah, they came back and like almost the last play though, right?
Yep. You're 23?
I don't have a 23.
You have a 21. Must change his number. Yeah.
Once you guys start talking, okay, go on air.
You mark in. We got this recorded. Yeah. You tell us when we'll go on air. When you mark in. So it should be mark in and then go on air. Why doesn't it say that now? Should. That's not helpful. Perhaps it kind of sets you up to go on air. Under the video sources tab. Got the pregame. We're going pregame right now. Video sources. Add.
Chargers cut Hester.
He said we're not doing any.
Oh, we're not?
When I was in there, the only thing we're going to do is end
Okay.
He said something with corporate in Atlanta or something.
Okay. Then we won't. I'll follow the directions. Go on air. Go ahead and click go on air. Are you about ready?
Yep.
Click go on air. And you can follow it from there. Released. And when you mark in, tell us when. When you mark in, I think we'll say here. Mark in. Oh, start speaking. Let me tell you. Yep. Ready there, Joe?
Yep.
All right. I think we're about ready. Can you hear me? Am I coming in okay?
Yep.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to opening night in the San Diego section. Friday Night Football is back on PlayOnSports.com. It's the PlayOnSports.com pregame show live from Granite Hills High School in San Diego, California. I'm T.C. Wardell alongside my partner, Joe Minich, on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. And tonight's season opener features the visiting Lions of Linfield Christian High, making the bus ride south from Temecula to take on the defending San Diego Section Division 5 champion, the Christian High Patriots. Now, Joe, 2012 will be a real transition year for the Patriots, as we'll take a moment here for our national anthem. We'll be back in just a few moments here on PlayOnSports.com. Amen. national anthem. Players over there. Okay, go right ahead. Go on air. That was the national anthem performed by the Christian High School Band. Once again, T.C. Waddell alongside Joe Minich here from Granite Hills High School. It is the season opener here in the San Diego section. Linfield Christian from Temecula, Southwest Riverside County, taking on the Christian Patriots, last year's Division V San Diego section champion. Joe, as we were talking earlier before the national anthem, transition year for the Patriots. They lose 14 starters from last year's championship team, including 3,000-yard quarterback Shane Dillon and the bulk of their receiving core. Now with the school's move from the rugged Coastal League to the Central League, it may give Christian some breathing room to allow their younger players to mature. And with leading rusher Rayvon Owens' return to the backfield, the Patriots may focus more on the run game this year.
Well, you would think that, but the new quarterback, Michael Carrillo, is going to have a great season, the coaching staff feels. He's a lot different than Dillon. He doesn't have that big arm, but he's a lot more mobile than Dillon was, and he's going to be able to shift around and either run with the ball or present those short little screen passes.
And we'll get it underway right here on a pooch kick on the kickoff, picked up by one of the up men. That's from Linfield, Cullen Baird, who's probably excited to get a football once in his life, a big lineman, number 70. Makes a nice catch, brings the ball to the 25-yard line where Linfield will get first opportunity, take over 1st and 10 to start up this ball game.
And Philip George tackled him, number 3 for Christian, and I think number 70 there had a big weight advantage at 195 to George.
So Linfield Christian 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Quarterback Austin Hall, 6'1", 195. He's going to see him go both ways. You will see a lot of players on Linfield Christian playing some Ironman football. Gun formation, 2 receivers in the backfield, sends one in motion. Zone read on the option. He's going to call his own number at the 25, runs down to the 30. Nice run to the 32, and we get a late flag on the play, Joe. I'm not sure what they're going to call there.
No, it looked like a clean tackle to me. I'm not sure if it was something in the blocking that they saw, and that's what they saw. They saw a holding on Linfield, and so that nice run is going to be walked back a little bit. And Linfield actually came with a surprise play. You've heard so much about Linfield's running back, Wakefield. And Christian was ready for him, but he didn't have the ball there.
Absolutely. Quarterback Austin Hall made the first carry of the game for Linfield, but the penalty will negate the nice run by Hall, bring it back 5 yards. Ball sit at the 20-yard line. 1st and 15 for the Lions now. Sends Wakefield in motion. Zone read again. They're going to fling the ball out in the flat to Wakefield. Nowhere to go. Almost gets by one man, gets back to maybe the line of scrimmage. Could have possibly got a half yard on the play. Nice job to string that out by the Patriots defense.
Yeah, real nice job by having two. There was one man for Christian that came up right away to tackle Wakefield. That was number 3 again, George. But he had some help there by number 20, Sauls, to help with the tackle there to bring Wakefield down.
Pick up maybe a half yard on the play. 2nd and long 14. They go 3 receivers to the near side. Gun formation for Hall. Heavy rush. He's going to get it right over the top to his receiver. Got him at the 25. He'll lose 1 tackle. Works his way across the 30 to about the 31-yard line. Dallas House, the big 225 tight end with the catch. Pickup of about 9-10 on the play. It's still going to be second down and long. Call it 5 for Linfield Christian.
Very nice passing play by Linfield. You can expect to see everything from Linfield tonight. I was talking to the coaching staff. They're going to run every formation they can.
You bet they are. And they come out again here with Wakefield in the flat to the left. Wakefield gets by one man, finally brought down to the 40-yard line. A nice job and play call by Linfield. And the fans for the Lions are getting a little excited. Linfield offense showing some life early on.
And they got a first down there, and they come out throwing the ball. I don't think Christian was expecting that. I think they were expecting to defend against a lot of run tonight.
And like you were talking to Joe, quick offense. They're on the ball fast. Zone read option. They're going to give the ball to Wakefield the middle. He is met at the line of scrimmage, dropped back about a yard, and he'll lose a couple. And the Christian off left side of that defensive front able to find the stop.
And actually, the coaching staff said this first possession with the ball, they said they're going to run this offense a little slower than the rest of the game.
No, that's slow. They're moving the ball quick right now. Loss of a yard in the play. 2nd and 11. They go with a handoff up the middle of Wakefield. Wakefield looking for some room, squeezes his way across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Pick up a 3. He's going to bring up a 3rd down and long for this Linfield Lions football team.
Number 57, Gabe Westall, took on 2 or 3 Christian High Patriots and just shoved them out of the way. And basically, the gain Wakefield got there was thanks to Westall.
Little push up the middle, little help never hurts. 3rd and a long 8. Back to throw is Hall. Hall's flushed out of the pocket, runs to the left. He's going to tuck and run, and he is met rudely at the 45-yard line. 3 yards short of a first down, and I might have been seeing a late flag. We got one. Holding against Linfield. Second call against them on this drive.
Yeah, that could have gone really both ways, too, because it looked like the quarterback was trying to slide down, and the Patriots still were trying to tackle him. So it looks, but they're going to call a hold on Linfield. So they're going to march that back.
Mistakes plaguing the Lions on their opening drive of this game. 9:18 left to go in the first quarter. No score here from Granite Hills High School. Thank you for joining us here on PlayOnSports.com. 2012 season opener for the San Diego section. Linfield Christian against Christian of El Cajon. On a 3rd and a mile for Linfield, and a pass over the top. Nice catch by House at the 33, but he's met immediately there. He's going to be far short of a first down. And that should bring the punting unit out for the Linfield Lions.
Amazing that there were about, once Hall made that catch, or excuse me, House made that catch, there were about 5 Christian High Patriots there to tackle him.
Good read by the secondary Christian and forces the punt. Steve Silverman, though, his second year at Linfield Christian, a small school. Quite an explosive type of offense. A lot of fun to run if you're in it. The back to punt now is Hall. Hall standing in his own 20. Gets a nice boot right down the middle of the field. Picked up at the 37 on the fly, down to the 45, and that'll be Kaufman for Christian. Zane Kaufman on the return. And the Patriots will take over 1st and 10, their first possession of the 2012 season at near midfield.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups, like the game you were watching here tonight? Then tell your school to sign up for PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other school activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
So it's Christian High School's 2012 version of the offense. Spread formation, 2 receivers either side. Ball's at their own 45-yard line. First play, the cutter right up the off tackle. Nice run across midfield to the 44-yard line. That's Rayvon Owens, Joe, and we're going to see a steady diet of him tonight.
Yeah, and you can see why. He just bursted right through that hole, speed, and got the first down easily for the Patriots.
Pick up a 14 on the play. 1st and 10 into Lions territory. Come the Christian Patriots. Ball's at the 43-yard line of Linfield. 8:14 and counting here in the first quarter. No score here from Granite Hills High School in East San Diego County. Set under center, 2 receivers near side, 1 far side. Looking back to throw. He's got a man down left side. A beautiful pass in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. That's Kai Arvan, and he's going to really wish to have that one back. That's something that's going to haunt him tonight.
Yeah, he had the defender beat by about 10 yards, and it just went right through his hands like his hands were ghostly almost.
Quarterback Michael Carrillo couldn't believe it. He threw a strike to Arvin down the left sideline. Arvin couldn't handle it, and the ball falls incomplete, bring up 2nd down and 10 from the 43-yard line of the Lions.
And I don't think Carrillo is going to get a lot of those long passes because the coaching staff said he doesn't have the arm Dylan used to have.
He sure showed it right there with a heck of a strike downfield. This time they go right up the middle with Owens. Owens powers his way for about 3 yards. Going to bring up a 2nd and a long 7. I'd rather call that 3rd and a long 7 for Christian at the 41-yard line of the Lions.
And I can see the play calling there by Christian hasn't changed from last year. They like the QB to go right up to the sideline, get the play call from the coach, and then run back into the huddle.
And this time, Carrillo is going to put 3 receivers to his left. Owens the sole setback, 3-step drop. He throws it out in the flat. Got his man. Great coverage, though, and he is swarmed for about a 2-yard loss. Philip George had nowhere to go. A great job by the defense of Linfield Christian, and it looks like the Lions have forced Christian to punt on their first possession of the game.
What a great tackle by number 10, Alex Larson. He didn't make the tackle by himself, but he was there to hold up the receiver for enough time to limit the game, and then he got some help from his teammates.
Well, rewind what I just said. It's 4th and 9 from the 44-yard line of Lions. Christian is going for it. Carrillo under center. 3 receivers to the far side. He rolls right. He's got help in front of him. Looking downfield. Plenty of time. Flag on the field. And what a great stop! Coming in from his outside linebacker position is Lorenzo Burns for Linfield. He just shot in and dropped Carrillo for about a 7-yard loss and a late flag on the play.
Yeah, and Carrillo didn't even see him. It looks like he was too busy looking downfield. Didn't see number 2 Burns come right up in his grill. And it was a holding call. That's going to be declined. And now Linfield is going to have their best field position of the night here. And they're already at midfield.
Well, Burns just flew in from that outside linebacker position like a shot and dropped Carrillo for a loss. And it's now 1st and 10 for Linfield Christian from their own 44-yard line. This might be a little bit different rendition of Linfield Christian football than we've seen in the past.
Right, and I was talking to the coaching staff. They said this second possession should be really, really fast. They're going to try to get the next play off in 12 seconds.
This time Hall hands off and dropped in the backfield is Jacob Miller. Miller had no chance on the play. And that's Brandon Hester on the stop.
Yeah, and Miller looked like he had the size advantage too.
That was Zane Kaufman on the stop. Let's give credit where credit's due, number 6. And quickly back on the ball is Linfield Christian, the gun formation. 2 receivers either side, looking over the middle, has his man as his tight end again. And this time catch and dropped at the 45-yard line, Chasen Crowell.
Nice low tackle by Rayvon Owens.
He was also the leading tackler last year, not only the leading rusher, but he also led the team defensively.
But that's the third completion so far for Linfield, right down the middle.
They found a soft spot in that cover 2 defense of Christian, and they're starting to attack it. Now 3rd and 9 from their own 45. Hall in the gun. Now he's pressured, rolls to his right. He's tucking, he's running, and he gets out of bounds near midfield. And that's a late hit possibly. There goes the flag. And that's a tough call to make. Both players had a lot of momentum going out of bounds. But it looks like the Lions are going to take advantage of a late hit call against Christian, and that'll be an automatic first down into Christian territory with 5:29 left to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, you could see he was running out of bounds. You definitely got to let up there if you're the defender.
That was a tough call. I know the defender was already at full speed, and it's so hard to pull back when you're at top speed.
And Christian also had an injured player who didn't suit up today. Looks like he was injured. He's wearing his jersey but no pads on. He took the brunt of that, and it looks like he got a little more injured from that hit outside.
That's big senior Jack Vanderbilt on the sideline. And this time they're going to work this off the right-hand side. Austin Hall, quarterback keeper, down to the 30, we'll call it the 25-yard line. Pickup of 6 on the play.
We heard so much about Wakefield. They keep on faking to him. You can tell Christian prepared to stop Wakefield. He's only gotten 3 carries, I believe, so far tonight.
I think Linfield
They
Christian,
keep on faking to him.
that was the play call. Linfield Christian knows they're going to key on Wakefield, so they're moving the ball to other people. This time, fling past the dangerous pass to House. Whoa, that was tipped in the air. That could have been anybody's ball, as House unable to bring that one down. And that ball will go incomplete, bringing up 3rd down and 5 from the 25-yard line of Christian. Good penetration right now by this Linfield Christian offense as they quickly get back on the ball.
Credit that rush throw to Steven Johnson, number 55, applying the pressure there, making number 5, Austin Hall, throw it a little too soon.
So Hall will set them up 3 to the wide side. Hall with a gun, looks out to the flat. Ball's tipped to the line and intercepted at the 30-yard line. That's defensive end Zane Kaufman off the deflection, made a nice grab. And Christian turns away the Lions' best threat with 4:45 left to go in the first quarter, and the Patriot offense comes back on the field.
I just spoke his name, number 55 Johnson, applying the pressure on the play before for that rush throw, comes unblocked again, and he forces that interception. I don't know if you can give co-INTs, but Johnson should get one.
Probably right there, partner. So 1st and 10. They're going to go right up the gut with Owens. Owens, we're lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Good job of penetration by the front 7 of Linfield. And I tell you, this Linfield defense is impressing me this evening. They're playing a much bigger and more experienced team, but they came here to fight.
Yeah, and you can tell by the way they're getting up and playing. And a lot of these kids were on this team last year where it was 34-0. It could have been, 65-0 at the end of the game.
2nd and 9. Big rush on the screen pass to Owens. Owens at the 35, cuts to the 40, spins away and across the 45-yard line, and that should be enough for a 1st down. Good play call on the heavy rush to run that screen.
Yeah, it looked like Christian let 3 defenders just go right by him, and that opened up that screen right away. 1st down, Patriots.
And quickly back on the ball comes Christian. Both of these football teams, they don't waste any time in the huddle. A lot of times they're just going no huddle and making the call to the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10, Christian. 2 receivers far side. Ball set at their own 46-yard line. Good penetration in the backfield. Owens was able to get away and make something out of nothing. Gets near midfield. He should have been, by all rights, dead for a 2-yard loss. Owens slips away from the tackle and gets about 3 yards out of it.
You can see how shifty and fast Owens is there. What should have been a loss is a gain.
Bring up a 2nd down and 7 for Christian. Ball is at their own 49-yard line. 3:25 left to go in this first quarter. Still no score in this season opener for both Christian and Linfield Christian.
Pretty quick half so far, quarter.
Quick on the ball, looking back and drilled in the backfield as big number 79, Ryan Gage, just shot the gap and dropped Carrillo for a 7-yard loss.
From my vantage point, it looked like he swallowed Carrillo. Ate him for dinner.
This front 7 for Linfield, very impressive early on in this ball game. Christian having some difficulty moving the football against this smaller but certainly more quick and aggressive football team. So now facing 3rd and 16 from their own 42-yard line. Carrillo under center, Owens sole setback, 2 receivers far side. Carrillo's going to half roll his right, getting a heavy rush, puts it up right down the middle, and overthrows his intended receiver, Kai Arvan. And that'll bring up 4th down. And I don't think, Joe, that the Patriots are going to take a chance on 4th and 16 to go for it. I think they got to bring their punt unit out.
No, I don't think so either. And I'll tell you, the way this front 4 of Linfield is getting to Carrillo is really going to make this an obvious punting situation. And number 79, Ryan Keach, was right there again. Forced Carrillo to make that throw a little too soon.
Arvin standing in his own 27, going to boot this away. This time he gets a half spiral going down to the left side, and it will float out of bounds. Let's see where the officials will mark this. 31-yard line of Lions, and that is where Linfield will take over. With 2:24 left to go in the first quarter, it's no score between Christian and Linfield Christian. But once again, folks, the referees for today's game, we'll give our friends some of the props once I find their names. Tonight's officials are referee Jacob Whitler. The umpire is Ron Reagan. Head linesman Michael Guffelman. Line judge Spencer Hoffelder. And our back judge tonight is Jeff Zorn. 1st and 10 for Linfield. 3rd possession in, and now everybody dancing on the line of scrimmage. Christian may have infracted on the neutral zone, but we'll see if he was.
And of course, when that happens, you have to point at somebody on the opposite side. And
this is great because they're always each lineman is pointing at the other guy.
He did it. He did it.
It's his fault. Wasn't me.
Reminds me of elementary school.
It's pretty much how it comes down to whether it's high school, collegiate, or pro. It's always the same. You're pointing at the other guy. It was his fault. But it looks like it is Christian's fault for crossing the neutral zone. So a 5-yard penalty against Christian will make it 1st and 5 for Linfield at their own 35-yard line. Austin Hall looking toward the sideline for the play call. Sets his receivers 2 to either side. Wakefield in the backfield on the play action. Heavy rush coming. You better get rid of it. He does, but he just dumps it. That was a loose ball. And it looks like Christian may have recovered. Wow. Hall just under heavy pressure decided to just throw that ball in the air. Officials are calling that a fumble. And it looks like Christian will take over on the fumble recovery at the 19-yard line of Linfield. Christian, wow, huge mistake.
No, it looked like Linfield recovered the fumble there. But from our vantage point, I don't know how 77 for Christian did not come up with that ball. It was a good call there, though, to call it a fumble because his arm was in motion, but that ball went backwards.
It's 2nd and Tijuana now for Linfield, and on the zone read option, quarterback gets it. This time he does cough it up, and this time Kismet. Christian picks the ball up at the 30-yard line, and they'll get it. 1st and 10, wow. Right now, Linfield kind of imploding on offense with a few mistakes. That's 2 consecutive plays where quarterback Austin Hall has coughed up the football.
Yeah, and that was a big hit there by the Christian defense to cause that fumble again. But this time they get it.
So Christian on the fumble recovery will get deep in Lions territory at the 25-yard line. Carrillo under center. Owens in the backfield looking to throw on the 3-step to his right side. Has a man. Got him on the outside shoulder. Great pass. The catch and touchdown, Christian. Philip George on the 25-yard touchdown throw from Carrillo. And Christian strikes first, 6-0 with 1:22 left to go in the first.
What concentration by George to come up with that ball. He had the defender beat. He had to wait for the ball. He concentrated on it. The defender was looking around, didn't know where the ball was. George did a great job catching that. Jumped into the end zone. 6-0 Patriots.
Wait till Mason Powell's extra point attempt. Place is good. The kick is up and looks perfect. Is perfect. And Christian with a 7-0 lead thanks to a tremendous Carrillo pass to the back shoulder of Philip George. Makes it a 7.
Mike Taubeson at 760-789-8792 or visit his website, AccurateUndergroundGrading.com.
TC Wardell alongside Joe Minich here from Granite Hills High School in East San Diego County, where Christian has taken a 7-0 lead thanks to a 25-yard touchdown pass from Carrillo to George Phillip. As we are late in the first quarter, and another pooch catch. That's a free ball, guys, and then picked up by Christian. Oh, was Linfield asleep at the wheel on that pooch? That is a live ball once it goes past 10 yards, and Linfield was just waiting for it instead of aggressively attacking it. And Christian picks up the sort of onside pooch kick, something I'm sure they've practiced with over the summer.
Right, and how many times do you see that in baseball? 2 players colliding on a ball. They don't communicate which one's going to take the ball. Nobody took it. Another turnover. That's our 3rd turnover of this game, and the second one that Christian has come up with.
Well, Christian takes advantage of that and now has the ball deep again in Lions territory. at the 29-yard line of Linfield Christian. Carrillo under center, sends 2 receivers to the far side. Owens going the distance at the tailback, looking 3 steps, got his man on the hitch pattern. Again, that's George. George at the 25, takes away 1 man, but finally brought down at the 22-yard line. Pickup of about 8 on the play.
And this Linfield defense now is almost shell-shocked. They started off the first 3 possessions of the game really, really good. But ever since these turnovers ever since Linfield has turned over the ball, this is a different Linfield defense.
No question about it. They've been on the field for a long time so far this first quarter. 3 receivers near side, 2nd and 3. Time a rocket shot and a nice sliding catch at the 10-yard line to Rayvon Owens, who was in the slot. Carrillo just threw a dart, and Owens just sliding to third base. Makes the grab at the 10, and it's 1st and goal. Looks like it'll be close. They're going to call it first down just outside the 10-yard line of the Lions.
What concentration there by Owens. Nice concentration here by these Patriot receivers.
This is a talented group of wide receivers. This time solo receivers. George to the right. He's got single coverage. 2 receivers set far to the left. They're going to give this ball to Owens off the right tackle. Owens with a lot of room walks into the end zone from 10 yards out. And just like that, in less than 2 minutes, Christian scores twice and takes the lead 13-0 with just 15 ticks left in the first quarter.
The only touch Owens received on that TD run was from his own teammates, trying to avoid him to make sure he got in the end zone. There wasn't a Lion near him.
And as we were talking about earlier, this Linfield defense has been on the field a great deal of time in this first quarter, so they were a bit tired. And as you said, Joe, a little shell shock after the 2 turnovers. As the extra point attempt is perfect. And Christian extends their lead to 14-0 with 15 seconds left to go in the first quarter here on PlayOnSports.com.
PlayOn Sports is on Facebook, Twitter, and giving you the news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at PlayOn Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action you see every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Well, producer Finn Prendergast with us here tonight. His first game with PlayOn Sports, and we welcome him aboard. TC Wardell alongside my partner Joe Minich here from Granite Hills High School in El Cajon, California, East San Diego County, on what has been a very warm evening as the sun begins to set here in the west. And we get a little highlight of the hills behind us in East County. It's a beautiful evening for football as Christian has a 14-0 lead over Linfield Christian of Temecula with just a few seconds left to go in this first quarter.
And it was a warm day out here in the East County, and it's still having those lingering effects right now as the sun goes down, but give it maybe 35 minutes or so and we're going to be cold.
Ball's loose again, and this time Christian tries to jump on it. Still loose. Who's got it? Christian has it. The second pooch kickoff that Christian has recovered. And right now, Coach Steve Silverman's head has got to be spinning on the Linfield sideline.
And they kicked it to the same spot. They kicked it to the same spot, about the 25-yard line, 3 times. Christian has come up with the ball 2 times for the last 3 possessions for Linfield. They've ran 2 plays.
You think you would have figured this out by now, but now with the ball, again in great field position at the 25-yard line of the Lions. Inside counter this time, and nobody saw him coming. And another touchdown by Christian, 25 yards. Looking for the name. That's Trenton Sauls on the inside counter. Absolutely fooled Linfield, and Sauls ran 25 yards unabated into the end zone. And now Christian has scored 3 touchdowns in just over 2 minutes, and we're still not quite at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, it seems like forever ago I said this quarter's going fast. 3 touchdowns later, we're not even done with it.
You got to keep quiet, brother. They're hearing you downfield. Sauls with a big run for a 25-yard kick, touchdown, as the extra point attempt is good. And Christian starting to really feel it with only 4 ticks left in the first quarter. They've scored 3 touchdowns in the last 2.5 minutes to take a 21-0 lead here in the 2012 season opener.
Support for Christian High football comes from Chisholm Brothers Painting, an insured and licensed residential painting contractor specializing in homes throughout San Diego. A local and family-run operation for more than 30 years, Chisholm Brothers is well known for producing some of the finest paint jobs with an incredible team of painters. Their goal is to provide you with one-of-a-kind experience by doing the right thing. For free painting estimates, call 858-571-0676 or visit their website, chisholmbrothers.com.
Well, Joe, I'm going to give you one guess how the Christian is going to approach this kickoff.
I think we're going to see a pooch here, and I think this time, third time's a charm. Linfield is ready for it. They got a man at the 25-yard line.
They do, waiting for it. As the kick's another pooch, this time down the left side, same spot every time. This time he picked it up, fair caught it at the 22-yard line. So now Linfield's offense can get back on the field. We haven't seen them in about 10 minutes.
And the moment they kicked the ball, Linfield was calling for the fair catch. There wasn't a Patriot within 20 yards of him, and he's already calling for the fair catch. I'm sure the coaches said, whatever you do, hold on to the ball. Let's get our offense out there. Let's run some plays and give our defense a rest.
And the offense should be well rested now with the ball 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line. 4 seconds left in the first quarter. They're going to run the second back through is Wakefield. Wakefield works off that left side following his big guard. He'll pick up maybe a yard on the play, and that should just about do it for the first quarter. So Christian, who decided to wait until the last 2.5 minutes of the first quarter before they exploded for 21 points, takes a 3-touchdown lead into quarter number 2. You're listening live on PlayOnSports.com.
PlayOnSports.com is not only your destination for Friday night football action, but it's also your place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school playoffs and championships events and all sports from across the country. PlayOnSports.com, high school sports, live events here.
From Granite Hills High School in San Diego, California, the city of El Cajon, which has been extremely good to this Christian high school football team. They hold a 21-0 lead over Linfield Christian of Temecula. And, Joe, they did all that scoring, all 3 of those touchdowns, in the last 2.5 minutes of the first quarter. This is an offense that is explosive and still has a great deal of talent, even with the loss of 14 starters from last year.
Yeah, and actually, they got 14 of those points. You can credit that to the special teams coming up with 2 turnovers.
True, very true. So 2nd and 8 for Linfield. Wakefield with the call, gets over the 25-yard line and works his way to the 27. Pick up about 4 on the play. He's going to bring up 2nd down and 4 for this Linfield Christian football team, an offense that really needs to start getting going here.
Yeah, and Wakefield, that's his bread and butter. He's not going to explode with speed, but he's definitely a downhill power back, and he wants to run people over. That time the Patriots were ready for that, but how long can they hang with that?
Larson House to the left side, back to throw is Hall. Hall looks over the middle, overthrows his intended receiver, and wide receiver Chasen Crow takes a pop, and now we got bodies flying everywhere. Everybody a little hot under the collar as flags fly all over the field.
Yeah, that was a high pass. But you can definitely see things getting a little chippy because there was a little contact when both teams probably could have let up. There was, especially because the quarterback went down too. Not only was the receiver hit, but the quarterback went down. So let's see who they're going to say started it.
Personal foul called against Christian. Chasen Kroll got the worst of that, as after that ball went over his head, he took a nasty shot from the strong safety.
Yeah.
And they're going to say that was a little bit late, so they're going to walk off 15 yards for Linfield. Right now, the Lions offense will take any yardage they can, any way they can.
Right. And you can definitely tell because the receiver jumped for the ball, but it was almost a half-hearted jump. And you could tell he wasn't going to catch that ball. The defender definitely could have let up there.
I would agree there. There was an unprotected wide receiver, and it was a little bit late. So the officials are trying to protect their players here.
And now they're going to march it off against Linfield too, I guess.
The offsetting penalties possibly.
Because we had a Linfield player come in and stick up for it. No, now they're going to march it forward. They just want to make sure they got the yardage right, I think.
That's still going to be shy of a first down. Or they're going to move the chains. It's going to be an automatic first down after the personal foul penalty. So Linfield will get the ball after all the movement here. 1st and 10 at their own 41-yard line. 11:25 left until halftime.
And we're just assuming that was on the defender there, but
True.
actually the quarterback went down late too. It might have been a late hit.
That's possible.
Against the QB.
Well, first down benefit goes to them as Hall off the zone read gets virtually nothing. In fact, may lose a yard as he tried to work off the right guard, but the Patriots there to stop him.
I'm not sure if that was a draw or was it supposed to be kind of a screen pass to a defender, and he just, or not a defender, but a screen pass to the running back, and he just wasn't ready or open.
It could have been a broken play, possibly. Kind of looked like a zone read that just didn't read properly as the defensive end stayed at home. So now on 2nd and 10 from the 41-yard line, he's going to send 2 receivers either side. Hall this time hands us right up the middle of Wakefield. Wakefield finds a crease, gets across the 45 to the 46-yard line. But that's going to still bring up a 3rd down and 6 for Linfield, as the Lions offense has struggled a bit over the last few possessions, especially with Hall, who's coughed up the ball twice from his quarterback position.
Right.
And thrown an interception.
And we saw so much success in this opening part in their passing game. I wonder why they didn't go to that earlier instead when you have to on 3rd down.
Well, maybe they will now. Hall under pressure, and Hall dropped at the 38-yard line. Ball came loose, but I think they're going to say he was down. I believe that Hall was dropped down. Boy, somebody, I believe it was the running back, missed the outside linebacker blitz, and Hall never saw him coming and was dropped for a 10-yard loss, and now 4th and 15, and the Lions will be forced to punt it away.
Well, the reason nobody saw him coming because that was number 24, Paris Miller, who, when he is not playing linebacker, he is their running back, so he's got a lot of speed.
So it'll be Hall standing in his own 22, booting it away. Wide punt, heavy rush, but Hall does a good job of getting rid of it. Ball picked up and dropped at the 36-yard line, but able to recover it again is Howell, Trevor Howell, who muffed it and jumped right back on it. And that'll be 1st and 10 for Christian as the Patriot offense comes back on the field. And boy, right now the Patriot offense is running on all cylinders.
And I was looking at the punter. The punter for Linfield got bumped a little bit. He stayed on his feet. I'm so used to seeing when a punter gets bumped, you flop down like kind of like a soccer player did. When he was running off the field, that's exactly what the coach said. Why didn't you go down?
Do some acting here. On Academy Award time. This is when you need to get those penalties.
I am a drama teacher, so
well, there you go.
if Linfield needs any acting lessons,
You're
my
always
services
available.
are available.
Well, 1st and 10 and flags on the field before we can get the snap underway. It looked like jumping over offsides against Linfield. When things go wrong, they just landslide. Linfield right now looking like a defeated team. Their hands on their hips.
I'm not sure if it's the humidity out here, but we've seen a lot of easy catches, like especially in the special teams on the punts and the kickoffs that should be field, and both teams are having trouble handling the ball.
Yeah, it's first game jitters possibly. This time they're going to go with a screen pass, and this, tipped away from Sauls, and that one was another one that could potentially been intercepted as Carrillo was under extreme pressure just to get rid of that football.
And that was an extremely low pass, too. I think the first person that pass hit was number 60, Austin Lee, who is only 5'10", and he plays for Linfield.
9:25 left to go until halftime. Christian with a 21-0 lead and the football at their own 41-yard line. They got 2nd and 5 going up against the Linfield defensive front, 4-man down in their 4-3 alignment. Back to throw, and that's going to be a draw play, and read like a book by the Linfield middle line, and Owens is going to lose a couple on the play.
Yeah, and they were all there. I mean, I don't even know who to give the tackle to because there were about 4 or 5 guys unblocked who were just ready, waiting.
So a loss of a few on that play. Good job by the Linfield defense. 3rd down and 8 for Christian at their own 38-yard line. 8:52 left to go in the second quarter as Carrillo sets under center.
Look for Phillip George here.
And there you go, nailed right at it. But they're going to go across to Sauls in the flat, and Sauls was well covered by linebacker Michael Brown.
And once again, Carrillo on his 2nd consecutive pass attempt, that ball came out extremely low. I mean, it's hitting the offensive and defensive linemen. I mean, almost in the head.
Yeah.
It's coming out so low.
He's having a little struggle in the last 2 possessions with his passing, but as you were indicated, George Phillip is getting a lot of individual one-on-one coverage, so keep an eye on him for Christian to keep going back at it.
Yeah.
But right now, first time out of the game, Christian wants to talk about it on 4th and 3. We'll take one with him. 8:44 left to go until halftime. It's Christian 21, Linfield Christian nothing.
Stay tuned for the PlayOnSports.com post-game show where we will select our player of the game as well as wrap up all the action from this ball game. That's coming up on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
From Granite Hills High School in San Diego, California, we welcome you to PlayOnSports.com. It is opening night in the San Diego section. Friday night football everywhere around San Diego County. We're glad you joined us here from extreme East County, El Cajon, California, where the Christian Patriots, last year's Division V San Diego section champions, coming out firing here. And with 8:44 left to go in the second quarter, they lead Linfield Christian at 21-0.
And that's the same score it was last year at halftime between these two teams.
Deja vu all over again for these two programs. That's a fake punt, a short kick, and a great job by Linfield to sniff that out and stop it at the line of scrimmage. I believe that was Daniel Johnson for Linfield, who saw the up back take the snap, and he shot right through the A-gap and dropped him. And Linfield now showing a little something on special teams. Will take over 1st and 10 at the Christian 37-yard line. How about that, Joe?
Yeah, and I don't know. That's questionable play calling there from the Christian High coaching staff. That's the 2nd time where they've been on their own side, and they've gone for it on 4th down.
Opportunity now for Linfield Christian. Back to throw. It's Hall under pressure, rolling to his left. Man on his shoulder, and throws basically that one out of bounds, intended for Alex Larson, but he's basically just trying to bail that ball out.
Yeah, and he threw that way high, and that's his second pass a little high for his receiver. So we got one quarterback throwing it now a little low, one quarterback throwing it now a little high.
Now, if we can get the 2 of them together, you've pretty much got the perfect quarterback.
All right.
So 2nd and 10 from the 37-yard line. Hall with the gun formation, 2 receivers either side. This time, screen pass out to the 40. This time caught by 2 men, and now further down the field. Look at him go. That's the wide receiver, Alex Larson, who slipped tackles.
Yeah, what a great run there after he got the ball. And I heard some cheering from Linfield when he went down. I was thinking it was going to be another late hit, but no flag thrown. But it is a 1st down.
It is. Linfield to have the ball at the 25-yard line, and this time trying to work Wakefield up the middle, and everybody to the party as blue jerseys all over Wakefield, and he may lose a yard.
You can tell Christian definitely prepared for Wakefield in this game. If you're Linfield, you always start to have to question, how long do we stick with that game plan?
They've got a lot of weapons on offense for this Lions team. A young freshman, sophomore program. You're going to see these guys making some noise over the next few years.
They only had 7 seniors last year. They only have 7 seniors this year.
Young program and snap there on the jet sweep. Trying to get to the corner, gets by one man at the 30-yard line. A nice move at the 25 just to get the ball to the 23-yard line. That was Lorenzo Burns on the jet sweep, making some nice moves and pick up about 3 on the play. But boy, he could have been caught in the backfield for a loss of 4 or more.
Yeah.
There, Linfield brought a pretty good contingent of fans, certainly a lot more than I would have expected.
Right. And I was talking to coaches before the game. Last year they only had 35 kids in the football program, the entire football program. This year they have over 50, so it's almost doubled.
Silverman working on a program there. Hall tripping up on the roll, gets by one man, fires it down, intercepted the 20-yard line. And Hall wishes he had that one back. He was under duress and just launched that ball, and cutting right in front of it was Paris Miller. In fact, Miller looked like the intended receiver on the play.
Yeah, and actually Miller did a great job because he was looking at Hall's eyes the entire way and kind of played off to his left as Hall was rolling to the right and came in and intercepted it. Hall didn't even see him there.
Hall worked hard to get by 2 defenders, but he just launched the ball right into the secondary, right into the arms of Miller.
He did have a receiver open on that left side. That's who he was trying to complete it to.
Well, watch Christian now with a little bit tight formation. 2 receivers onto the left, 1 solo right. Back to throw, and he's going to go deep again to George. George this time over his head and out of bounds. No chance for George Phillip to pick up that one, and that one will fall incomplete, bringing up 2nd down and 10.
Yeah. I think last year, when Dylan was here, that was a TD.
Absolutely. Dylan's got a good touch. But I'll tell you something, I'm impressed with Carrillo, especially that first throw toss he threw in the first quarter. It was just right on the button and was dropped by his intended receiver.
Yeah, and that was a great throw, and that was not Carrillo's fault at all.
So now facing 2nd and 10 from their own 33-yard line. 6:55 left to go until halftime. Christian holding a 21-0 lead. They're going to throw 3 receivers to the left side and throw that screen out. Nobody there. Receiver going to bring and catch it. Cross the 40-yard line. Nice move across the 45. Still on his feet. Breaking tackles everywhere. And finally brought down in Lions territory at the 40-yard line. That's Zane Kaufman, and we've called Kaufman's name a few times tonight. He's having an outstanding game on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, and you knew when Kaufman had that ball, they had 2 lines. He had 2 lines there waiting for him. You knew if he was going to be able to get around those 2 lines, he was going to have a big gain, and that's what happened. He got around those 2. It took a while for Linfield to get him down. Nice gain there in Lion territory.
Good individual effort by Kaufman. That gives the Christian Patriots 1st and 10 near the 40-yard line of the Lions. This time they're going to try Phillip again, and got him wide open. Drops the football in his hands. Phillip George. That was 6 points because he had beaten the receiver by a good 5 yards, and George knows it, and he's having a tough time gathering enough energy to walk back into the huddle and face Carrillo.
And Carrillo, what a spot-on throw. We were just talking about it. That was a spot-on throw. Phillip George, it bounced right off of his hands.
That's the 2nd dropped ball that has been perfectly placed by quarterback Carrillo to his receiver on the screws.
You know, this is the first game, though. I'm sure George is going to make that up, and he's going to make an incredible catch later on in the season, bailing out Carrillo when he doesn't make a great throw.
They may go back to him again quite soon. They're going to go deep down the left side again this time. A mix-up with the receivers. I think the defenders did a nice job of mashing that up, and the receivers had trouble getting on their patterns. And the ball goes deep and incomplete by Carrillo.
Yeah,
and that'll bring up 3rd and 10.
And Carrillo kind of just threw that ball up. He's lucky that ball wasn't intercepted because Linfield was applying pressure with number 70 and 79. That's 70 is Baird, and 79 is Getch.
Well, 3rd and 10.
Or Geach, excuse me.
3rd and 10 from the 41-yard line of the Lions. Under center this time is Michael Carrillo, the junior signal caller. Blitz coming from the left side. Picked up pretty well. They're going to throw the screen back the other side. That's Sauls with it. Sauls with the bevy. He goes by his blockers to the 30, the 25, 20. Sauls is going to sprint this one in all the way into the end zone. Touchdown, Christian. And we've been talking about Rayvon Owens all day. Somebody give props out to this Trenton Sauls from his tight end position. He's had 2 scores on the night. That one a 41-yarder that makes it 27-0 Christian.
Yeah, Linfield brought a little too many, probably 3 or 4 more guys than they should have on the blitz. Great completion, and the secondary couldn't bring down Saul's. Touchdown, Christian High Patriots, 27-0. Point pending.
Outstanding. I'll tell you something I've seen this about this Saul. He is a hard runner. Not only does he have speed for a man of his size, 6'1", 220, he is a hard runner, not an easy guy to bring down. As the extra point attempt is through, and Christian taking control of this one with 6:21 left to go until halftime, 28-0 over Linfield Christian.
Accurate underground and grading, and owner Mike Toppeson has been serving the San Diego and surrounding communities for over 30 years. Our services include grading, custom house pads, water, sewer lines, underground utility, roads, fire hydrants, horse arenas, brush clearing, and much more. Please contact Mike Toppeson at 760-789-8792 or visit the website accurateundergroundgrading.com. Be sure to spell out the word and see how Accurate can serve you today. And on behalf of all of us at Accurate Underground and Grading, go Patriots!
I'd like to give some props to our man and videographer on top of us, Aaron Hunt, who's in the crow's nest, braving the elements here in this warm and humid night in East San Diego County.
I hope you brought some water with you.
And I'll bring him some at halftime. 28-0 is our score here from Granite Hills High School. Christian High picking up where they left off. They're the defending Division V San Diego section champions. 4-touchdown lead over Linfield Christian as they're about to kick it off. And this time it's an onside kick right down the middle. Somebody better get on it, and they do. And they just cover it up as tight as a pickle jar right at the 34-yard line. They're not about to give up another fumble on a kickoff. They've done that twice already tonight, giving Christian outstanding field position.
And I like how Christian just kept on going back to that little pooch kickoff. And then the first time when Linfield covers it successfully, they throw a curveball at Linfield and do something else. Keeping Linfield special teams on their toes.
Well, quarterback Austin Hall for Linfield having a rough night. 2 fumbles, 2 interceptions. Trying to get something going for his Linfield team on the jet sweep to around the right side, and not a lot of enthusiasm by running back or flanker Alex Larson. He was trying to pick a hole, couldn't find one. A lot of blue jerseys in front of him.
Yeah,
number 10,
Rayvon Owens again, just wrapped him up.
Owens leading tackler for Christian last year. We've been calling his name on defense a lot this evening, and now 2nd and 11 for Linfield Christian, whose offense is yet to get on track. Hall with the snap, going to make this call right up the middle of Wakefield. Wakefield looking for some room off the left side. Finds a little before Owens and company come down and bring him to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
Yeah, he got about 2 or 3 there. I'll probably say 2. So it's going to be a 3rd and 8.
A long 2, short 3. Either way, I think you're right on. So 3rd and a short 8 or a long 7, however you want to do the math. From the 36-yard line of the Lions, 5:19 left to go until the half. Christian with a 4-touchdown lead. Linfield trying to find the spark with Hall at quarterback. Getting some protection, steps up in the pocket. Looks to throw downfield. Oh, had a man open to the 45 and just overthrew him. That was a nice job by Hall to feel the pressure and step up into the pocket to give himself some time. He had a man open, just couldn't get it to him. And that will bring up 4th down.
And he kind of forced that throw. I was thinking when he stepped up into the pocket, he was actually going to run for that. And I think if he would have been very close to a 1st down there.
He had some pasture in front of him. But unfortunately, the ball falls incomplete, and it'll be 4th down at the 36. And Hall will go back to his own 20 to punt this one away to the ever-dangerous Trevor Howell, who's standing at his own 35, 5:06 left to go until halftime. Good snap. High hold, nice punt, a knuckleballer. That's going to take a bounce to the 40 and takes a real Lions bounce down close to the 30-yard line, and that's where they'll down it, and that is where Christian will take over on offense. 4:55 left to go until the break. It is Christian 28, Linfield Christian nothing.
Support for Christian High football comes from Chisholm Brothers Painting, an insured and licensed residential painting contracting specializing in homes throughout San Diego. A local family-run operation for more than 30 years, Chisholm is well known for producing some of the finest paint jobs with an incredible team of painters. Their goal is to provide you a one-of-a-kind experience by doing the right thing.
And that's all right. We'll cut that off short as Owens takes the ball off the right side, and Linfield Christian meets him at the 36. Flags down on the field, and it's going to be a hold against Christian, and we'll march this ball back.
For free painting estimate, call 858-571-0676 or visit their website, chisholmbrothers.com.
Well done, Joe. Way to cut in and cut right back out again.
Well, we got to get the important parts. Make sure.
Our sponsors are important, too. Don't forget about the guys who pay our bills. So with the holding penalty, it brings the ball back to the 20-yard line for Christian, 1st and 10. As the Patriots with a 4-touchdown lead. It's actually 1st and 20, I should say. Carrillo under center, 2 receivers to the far side. Everybody's still off the ball, plenty of protection. Now he's in trouble. Gets out of it, ducks out of one man. Now he's going to spin out. Boy, he's dancing his way around, but too many white jerseys. And he will be dropped finally for about a 1.5 yard loss. Carrillo did all he could to escape tacklers, but just too many white jerseys after a few seconds.
It looked like he had a lot of room too, or he thought he had a lot of room, but his offensive line trying to hold back the defenders kept on getting in his way.
It's called a gopher
for him to make a run.
It's called a gopher trap. Nowhere to go, and you got people all around you. So loss of about a yard on the play, bring up a 2nd down and 20 for Christian. Ball's at their own 20-yard line. Back to throw against Carrillo. This time heavy pressure, gets away from one man, gets away from another, but this time he can't elude them all. Carrillo working hard to get by players, but Linfield keeps throwing waves of defenders at him. And for the 2nd consecutive play, Carrillo is sacked and dropped this time for about a 4-yard loss.
What a great job by Daniel Johnson there, number 40 for Linfield. When Carrillo got by him there after he was trying to make the sack, he saw Carrillo bring the ball down. He actually tried to swipe at the ball and cause a fumble. Nice heads-up play by Johnson there.
So Linfield defense starting to stiffen up here. 3rd and about 22 for Christian. 3:22 left to go until halftime. As Christian sets with 2 receivers to the far side. Carrillo back, play action. Back in the pocket, looks over the top for Sauls. Just overthrows him. Well covered on the play by Razier Wilkins of Linfield.
Oh, and Carrillo is very lucky there that was not an INT, because number 12, Michael Brown for Linfield, was right there, and if he almost made the INT. Stopped right at his feet.
So the Linfield defense stops the Christian Patriots cold, forcing a punt where Kai Arvan, standing just inside his own 5-yard line, going to boot it away, and a beautiful kick by Arvan. Picked up back to the 45-yard line of the Lions. A good block. And no call on what would look like it was a heck of a block, close to a clip. As Alex Larson returns the ball into Christian territory to the 45-yard line, and that is where the Lions will take over. 3:02 left to go until the break. Lions, one opportunity now to get a score before halftime.
And they need it. They need it to have some momentum going into the half.
Right now in good field position for the Lions at the 45-yard line of Christian. Just over 3 minutes left to go in the half. Hard snap, able to bring down by Hall. They're going to give it to Wakefield up the middle, and Wakefield fighting his way up to the 41-yard line. They'll pick up 5 on the play, but the clock keeps ticking.
Looked like Wakefield moved about 5 guys there.
He's a tough running back. They got him listed 5'9", 165. He sure plays a lot bigger than that.
Reminds me a lot of Bettis, Jerome Bettis.
About 1/3 the size. Yeah, the way he runs, he certainly does. I agree with you.
And Sauls, too, reminds me of him.
Sauls reminds me of a tank. As this time, Wakefield looking at his blocking. Good patience as he follows his blocking across the 40 to the 37-yard line. Now that is savvy running and good vision by Wakefield. Sat back in the blocker, let himself get strung out, and finally find a crease and shoot to it. So that's going to bring a 2nd down and 1, rather a 3rd down and 1 for the Lions.
Yeah, very close to a first down here.
Manageable down here for Linfield Christian as they trail 28-0 to Christian High, and they set up 2 tight ends in tight formation. Wakefield up the middle. Wakefield takes a hard hit at the 35, falls forward.
I think he got it, though.
I think you're right. I think that extra effort got him the first down. 1:51 and counting. 3 timeouts left, I believe, for Linfield, but they're not going to use any of them as they move the chains and they keep the clock moving. Quickly on the ball is Linfield as they stare over to Silberman at the sideline, getting the play call.
Yeah.
Hall in the gun formation. Going to wing back to the left. Wakefield on the play action. Heavy rush coming. Hall's in trouble. Rushing to his right. He's going to tuck and run this, and he better get out of bounds. And he does. And that's another late hit as the defender slid into him a few yards out of bounds. And that's going to tack on another 15 yards after a nice 7-yard run by Hall.
And heads-up play by Hall. He definitely saw 2 Christian High defenders coming from his blind side. Great job to just tuck and run it. And once again, he gets more yards from a silly penalty.
So that also, the penalty will stop the clock as well. Works as the free timeout for Linfield.
You could definitely tell he was going out of bounds there.
Yeah. Defender looked like he started sliding right before he got out of bounds and went right into his legs. And that's a 15-yarder. That's going to give Linfield outstanding field position. 1:22 left to go until halftime. Ball is placed at the 14-yard line of the Christian as Hall in the gun. Now
Christian's going to come on the blitz.
And that's what they do. Wakefield's going to bounce back out to the right and pick up a couple on the play. There's a scrum on the field. Looks like there's a fumble.
There's also a flag on the field.
There is a flag. Flag came out early, right before Wakefield got the ball. And there's talk that the ball may have been cut loose from Wakefield. Christian thinks they recovered.
Yeah, they're going to rule him down, though. But there is a flag on the play. It's either offsides or holding.
Chop block. Illegal block by Linfield Christian.
Or something like that.
Yeah, close
That
enough.
was close.
Close enough. I'll take it. So the chop block will be assessed against Linfield. Brought it back another 10 yards. There's 1:03 left to go until halftime. And Linfield really could use a score here to lift their spirits before going back into the locker room.
That flag was thrown so quickly. You knew it happened right away.
Yeah, it was definitely a line of scrimmage infraction from the area that it was thrown by the official. So that's going to walk the football back to the 30-yard line, making it, oh, wow. We're going to call that 1st and 27.
That late hit.
Wow.
It's like it never even occurred.
Exactly right. All right, we're going to call it 2nd and about 27. They've got numbers all over the place. Still waiting to see where they set the ball. As Linfield looking to the sideline again, setting the receivers. They go 4
So that
wide.
was a 17-yard penalty? I didn't even know those existed.
I mean, from the mark of from the
Heard
point
of 15, but not 17.
Might have been from the point of infraction. So they place the ball at the 30, waiting to get the ball back into play, and the clock starts. Hall back in the gun. Here comes the blitz from the left side. He better get rid of it. He does. Oh, and he tried to lead his receiver down the right side on the swing pass, incomplete, because he had a lot of blue jerseys breathing down his neck coming from the left side.
3 of them.
And now I think they've got the down markers correct. They didn't on the last play. It'll be 2nd down here from the ball at the 30-yard line. 1:06 left to go until halftime. Linfield trying to get something going offensively. As Hall takes the snap from the gun formation, steps up in the pocket. No one open now. He finally runs to the left, got a man, and makes a grab. Pass interference is going to get called. He was draped on the play. That was actually looked like pretty good defense as wide receiver Jason Kroll went down for the ball, couldn't quite make the catch, but they're going to call a penalty against Trevor Howell from the safety position, who they say he got to the receiver before he can get to the ball.
And the official who threw the ball I can see his standpoint, but it looked like the receiver was going down to make the catch, and the defender was just following him down, but it probably looked like a tackle.
Looked like a bang-bang play and a tough call for any official to make. So we're just under a minute left until halftime. Christian twice bailing the Lions out and giving them good field position on this drive. The ball now is going to be placed at about the 15-yard line. Quickly on the ball.
And it's an automatic first down.
It is exactly that. Hall and the Lions on the ball. 3 receivers near side. Here comes pressure. And this time Hall just barely got that ball off. Was his arm in motion, or are they going to call that a fumble?
It looked like his arm was in motion. It definitely went forward.
And that's exactly the call on the field. Boy, it wasn't real pretty as Hall lost control of the handle and the ball falls incomplete. And timeout on the field by Linfield. Coach Silverman wants to settle his team down with 43 seconds left to go until halftime. They've got the ball at the 20-yard line, an opportunity here to get some points on the board before the half.
Well, I tell you, Linfield would really like to score here within the next 44 seconds to to have some momentum going in at halftime. Because they've been spotty tonight.
Yeah,
I'll be honest.
They've shown flashes here and there.
Right. They've shown really how their potential and how good they can be on offense and defense, and then they've shown real weaknesses.
They've shown their youth. I mean,
yes.
A freshman, sophomore-laden football team. They've got a lot of rust to pick up from the postseason. Then they got kids who got a lot of things to learn in Coach Silverman's offense and defense. But from what I've seen so far, for a team that from a small school with a very small squad, they're about as scrappy as they come.
Yeah, and there's only 300 kids in the entire school.
This time, Hall tries to go over the middle to his slot receiver, incomplete. And Owens was licking his chops, ready to pick that one off. And that'll fall incomplete, bringing up 3rd down and 15 with 41 seconds left to go until the break. Some personnel changes here for Linfield as they get the play call from the sideline. 3rd and 15 from the 20-yard line of Christian. Linfield in field goal range, but like to get a score here. As rolling to his left is Hall. Hall looking downfield to the left, has a man and overthrows his intended receiver. Again, that time no receiver had an opportunity for that one, as Chasing Crowell is starting to get a little bit antsy at some of the throws that Hall's been sending his way. So 4th down. Should be 4th down. And
I think Linfield thinks it's 4th down.
I thought it was. I think they're the field goal team out
yeah,
here, and they do have the field goal. Yeah, they got to get the down marker a little quicker. They got to wake that guy up. 5-hour energy, pal.
I think it's a she over there.
No, I apologize.
I think she might.
37-yard field goal. Line drive. Is that going to get through? It is not. As the 37-yard field goal attempt by Linfield is no good. I'd love to know the number of the kicker on that, but I don't have it. And Christian will take over on downs. The Lions turned away on what has probably been their best opportunity to score in this particular half.
Yeah.
And with 33 seconds left to go until halftime, Christian's going to bulk up at the line of scrimmage and probably just take a knee.
Yeah, I think they're going to take a knee here too.
And just jog into halftime with a 28-0 lead.
And the coaches know it too. They're going into halftime. Knee taken.
So Christian exploding late in the first quarter with 3 touchdowns in just a span of 2.5 minutes. Will go into the half with a 28-0 lead over Linfield Christian of Temecula. And what so far has been a rewind of last year's game where Christian won 34-0 against the same Linfield program. Clock continues to wind down. We should just jog everybody off the field, guys. Get to the locker room, get your oranges, your Gatorade, regroup, and we'll do the same. So we are at the half here from Granite Hills High School. Opening night at San Diego Section Football Friday nights. It is 28-0 Christian over Linfield Christian. We'll be back in just a few moments with our halftime show here on PlayOnSports.com, your home for high school sports. Welcome to the PlayOnSports.com halftime show, coming to you from Granite Hills High School in East County, San Diego, California. TC Wardell alongside my partner, Joe Minute. Christian in their 2012 San Diego section opener with a 28-0 lead over Linfield Christian of Temecula. And so far, Joe, the real explosion in this game came at the last 2.5 minutes of the first quarter.
Yeah, if you missed that, you missed almost everything so far in this game. Nice, but we were just talking about it. It was about 2:11. We say, wow, this quarter has gone by so fast. And next thing we know, at the end of the first quarter, it's 21-0, thanks to one turnover by the defense and 2 turnovers by the special teams.
Pretty amazing stuff that Christian's been working on all preseason are these pooch kickoffs that are just hanging in the air as the defender, or rather the receiving team, just waits on. And that's a live ball. The second it goes past 10 yards, whether it's on the ground or in the air, that ball is live. And it took a few kickoffs for Linfield to figure that out, as Christian took advantage twice on back-to-back kickoffs, recoveries, which both led to scores. In fact, we'll give you a quick recap of the scoring in the first half. Off one of those plays, Carrillo connected with Philip George on a 25-yard touchdown pass. A beautiful pass that went to his outside corner, beat the defender, and gave Christian a quick 7-0 lead midway through the first quarter. The kickoff pooch kick was recovered by Christian, and a few plays later, Owens ran in from 11 yards out to make it a 14-0 Christian lead.
And nobody touched Owens on that play. He came in, nobody touched him except for probably his own players.
And maybe the
high-fiving him
official in the end zone. On the ensuing kickoff, they did it again. Christian pooch kicked it, and they recovered which so far has been a stunned Linfield Christian team. Next play, Trenton Sauls powers his way through for 25 yards on an inside counter play. Went untouched into the end zone, giving Christian a 21-0 lead. That ended the first quarter of scoring. A highlight of the second quarter was an interception by Paris Miller of Christian. That soon would lead to a 41-yard touchdown screen pass and run. A second score by Trenton Sauls. An outstanding and really remarkable run by Sauls. He made it almost a one-man gang, breaking tackles all the way down the line for 41 yards, making it a 28-0 Christian lead. And that's where we are here at halftime. Christian up 28-0 over Linfield Christian. And you got to wonder, Joe, what did head coach Steve Silberman tell his Linfield Christian team as they trail by 4 touchdowns here on the road?
Yeah, I don't know if there is a lot he can say, but, you know, if you're Linfield, you got to focus on the positives. And, yes, it was disheartening when you had the ball there inside the red zone. You go for the field goal and you miss the field goal, and so now you're still not even on the board going into halftime. Yes, that's disheartening. But you got to look. So far, Linfield has played this game within bookends of each other. They started off the game very positively. Defense was holding Christian. Offensively, you were moving the ball a bit. And you ended the game that way, too, forcing turnovers, moving the ball a bit. You just had this little in-between period where you didn't play up to your potential. Right now, if you're Linfield, you got to look at the positives and try to make some positives here in the second half.
Well, Linfield Christian, a young and lean football team. A lot of frosh and soft on this team. Very few seniors. In fact, only 7 seniors on the entire roster.
And only 7 seniors graduated last year, too.
So Christian will get the opportunity to take the ball. Owens on the kickoff at his own 5-yard line, looking for blocking up the middle. He's got a huge hole. He sprints to the 40, and now it's going to be a foot race to the end zone. And it's Usain Bolt all over again as Rayvon Owens sprints 95 yards to open the second half of play for another Christian score.
And that was right down the middle. He started to the right side, running to the right, cuts it back in the middle, comes out to the left. Linfield, I believe, was blocking, going, okay, he's going right. No, he's going left, and when he went to the left, there was no line there. Touchdown, Christian High.
Or you could feel that the moment he got the ball, the Red Sea just parted in front of him. He had tremendous blocking from his special teams unit.
And there were two guys within 10 yards of him when he got about around the 40.
Extra point attempt by Powell is good, and it is now a quick 35-0 lead for Christian as they score on the opening kickoff of the second half, thanks to a 95-yard sprint by Rayvon Owens.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you are enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for PlayOn Sports Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SB as in boy, P as in play. Once again, that's playonsports.com/SBP.
Okay, make sure I got that. I was getting a little confused on that myself.
All right.
Well, that didn't take long. Christian, thanks to a 95-yard kickoff return by Rayvon Owens, makes it a 35-0 lead here just starting this third quarter of play. And right now, looking on the Linfield sideline, not a lot of happy faces on either the players or coaching staff, as they're going to have to try to get something to build their spirits. As back to receive for Linfield is Alex Larson. And ready to boot this away is Mason Powell. And this time it's another onside kick. It's going to dribble across the 30. Picked up at the 22. And looking for some room down the right sidelines. Finds one and finally met at about the 38-yard line. That's Lorenzo Burns on the return. And the Linfield Lions offense will take over on their first possession of the second half at their own 37-yard line.
And you're beginning to wonder why Christian keeps on doing these little pooch or onside kicks.
Because it works. Because it gets the surprise as the return team. They don't know what to do.
Yeah, but you're up 28-0 or 35-0. Excuse me.
Well, in that respect, I'd have to agree with you. Probably something you don't want to do at this point in time. You've got a strong lead.
Yeah.
So quarterback Austin Hills had a rough night so far. Throws a swing pass out to his receiver, and at the 30-yard line falls incomplete. Alex Larson intended on the pass. Hills had a rough night.
Yeah, and Linfield's kind of lucky that Larson, when he went up to make the catch, he kind of punched it forward a little bit, or else that might have been considered a backwards pass.
Hill responsible for 4 turnovers tonight, 2 interceptions and 2 fumbles. Actually lost it 2 other times. They were able to recover on second and 10 from their own 37. Hill wasn't ready for the snap, and now he's under pressure, and now he is dropped at the 25-yard line. That was a broken play from the start.
I'll tell you, Hill wasn't ready for the snap, but Zane Kaufman was. He ran right in there after that ball was snapped, went by all the Lions, picked up a sack. Great job by Kaufman.
Kaufman's second sack of the evening. And Austin Hall's got to be getting a little tired of seeing number 6 in his face. And that's going to drop the ball to the 28-yard line. Third and close to 20 for Linfield Christian. 10:56 left to go in the third as Hall drops back to throw. Throws another short screen pass. It's complete to Wakefield, but it's complete behind the line of scrimmage. Wakefield really had to work for that one, and Hall took a real shot and is holding his face mask and trying to get off the field.
Yeah.
It has been a rough go tonight for quarterback Austin Hall.
You know, and that was almost borderline, too. The referee didn't throw the flag, but he could have there because Hall definitely got rid of the ball, and the defender definitely could have let up. They've been penalized by that a couple times tonight. Flores
will boot this one for Hall. It's a high, short kick. Fair catch called at the 41-yard line, and that is where Christian's offense will take over again. With 10:44 left to go in the third quarter, it is all Patriots. Christian 35, Linfield Christian nothing.
Yeah, and it looks like the referees here are, I'm not going to say they're holding up here, but they're being very lenient right now because once again on that kickoff, there could have been a catch interference there on Linfield because the defender was right in his grill. He didn't give him a halo at all.
Exactly. Looked like he infringed on that 2-yard halo move. But regardless, Christian with the football, 1st and 10 at their own 46-yard line. They go on the sweep over to the right side. Some big blocks there. Been rushed by number 24, Paris Miller. Miller's got an interception here tonight as he rushes off the right side, but only able to pick up 2 yards. Good job to string it out by this Linfield defense.
Philip George was blocking, and boy, did he just wallops a lion there. Knocked him flat on his back.
And Linfield going to take their first time out of the half. 10-20 left to go in the third. Christian feeling it, 35-0 over Linfield Christian.
Accurate Underground and Grading owner Mike Tobiason has been serving the San Diego and surrounding communities for over 30 years. Our services include grading custom house pads, water sewer lines, underground utilities, roads, fire hydrants, horse arenas, brush cleaning, and much more. Please contact Mike Tobiason at 760-789-8792 or visit his website, accurateundergroundandgrading.com. Be sure to spell it out, the word, and to see how Accurate can serve you today. And on behalf of all of us at Accurate Underground and Grading, go Patriots!
On a warm and humid evening in East San Diego County, Christian Patriots, last year's Division V San Diego section champion, looking all of that here with a 35-0 lead over Linfield Christian in the season opener. Misdirection play on 2nd and 8. Pinballing upfield is Owens, and Owens will get maybe a yard on the play. Good stop by the linebacking core of Linfield to avoid Owens from sprinting away. Owens just went 95 yards on this last kickoff return. He's probably a little bit tired.
Yeah. It looks like, and he runs so fast, any type of contact going the opposite way will probably bring him down because of his speed.
Well, 3rd and 8. Set for Christian at midfield. George solo to the right, looking blitz coming. Himself from the linebackers looking to the right side. 2 receivers set to the far side. Carrillo's going to check off. Long snap count. And Carrillo doesn't like what he sees, and he calls a timeout for Christian. Linfield Christian, good job by the defensive coordinator to give Carrillo a tough look downfield. They were bouncing people all up and down the gaps.
PlayOn Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you the news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at PlayOn Sports on Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnSportsNetwork. Keep up with all the highlights of high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
The 9:35 mark of the third quarter, and Christian holding a 35-0 lead over Linfield Christian of Temecula. As Christian on 3rd and about 7 at midfield. Carrillo under center after the timeout. 2 receivers far side, drop back to pass, got some protection. Now got under pressure. He's going to throw it deep down the left side. That time nearly intercepted by defensive back Alex Larson. As the receiver came back for the ball, but Carrillo's ball went over his head, falling incomplete and bringing up a 4th down. So Linfield Christian's defense once again showing flashes here and there that they've got as young a team as they are
right.
Aggressive, and they're playing to win.
And that went right through Larson's hands. I'm sure he's asking, how did I not pick that off? Went right through his hands.
Well, he's talking to himself as he walks back to the 15-yard line to return this punt. And a new punter in for Christian, his first time. That's going to be Robert Spearing. Spearing's punt's a knuckleball line driver. Larson's got it at the 13, but spins away. Trying to work on the left side and brought down before the 20-yard line. Good coverage by Christian.
And that was a nice catch by Larson that time.
Tough
Actually,
ball.
that punt return was actually a harder catch for Larson to make than that interception attempt he just
Yeah,
had.
that ball was coming at a lot of different angles. It was spinning in a weird rotation. And nice job to pick it up and get a few yards after the catch.
Right before he caught it, I was saying, don't touch it, because it looked like he wasn't going to. But nice hands there by Larson.
So Linfield Christian with a new quarterback in the game. Lorenzo Burns taking over at the helm. And he's going to hand it off to his favorite running back. That's Wakefield, and Wakefield won't get anywhere as he can't get by the front line of Christian. And they're going to give him maybe a half-yard gain on the play.
And I hope Austin Hall is okay. I know the last time he was on the field, he went down kind of hard. So I hope he's okay, and this is just a situation where Linfield just wants to see other people play the position of quarterback, and Hall's not seriously injured.
Well, Burns is in the game at quarterback now, usually from his wide receiver position. He's going to give it off to Wakefield right up the middle. And Wakefield will pick up about 3 on the play, as Burns, no doubt, will probably keep the ball on the ground as much as possible. Quarterback Austin Hall, who started the game for Linfield Christian, really roughed up tonight, not only physically but mentally. He 4 turnovers, took a number of shots in the backfield, a few other muffs that fortunately they were able to recover. But he struggled tonight, so I'm thinking it's an opportunity now to look at Lorenzo Burns.
Yeah. That's what I'm hoping for, but the last time he went down kind of hard.
Well, this time Burns is in trouble. He sneaks away from the sack, still on his feet, and still trying to get him down at about the 22-yard line. Boy, Burns, who was dead to rights in the backfield, he must have eluded 4 people from Christian and actually made a few yards, making it 4th and maybe a yard and a half. That's some pretty good extra individual effort on the part of Lorenzo Burns.
Yeah, nice moves there by Burns, trying to avoid as many Patriots as he could.
Well, the backup punter now in for Linfield Christian gets a high end-over-end punt. Fair caught by Larson at the 41-yard line of Christian. And the Patriots offense will come back on the field with 7:33 left to go in the third quarter. It is all Patriots, 35-0 over Linfield Christian.
This game has really slowed down here, and you're beginning to wonder now if both teams are just seeing what they got, seeing who can do what, making substitutions, letting this player try this position and everything. So I think that's what we might end up seeing for the rest of the game, is the coach is seeing, okay, what are our strengths and weaknesses, and what can each kid do? Can we put this player in this position?
Well, I don't think they're listening to you, Joe, because Christian's got their starting offense back on the field. They're looking to pour it on a swing pass out to George. George across the 40, can't get by the defender. That's a nice tackle, but it looks like he's going to get called for a penalty, chasing Crowell, who's been going one-on-one with Philip George all night long. Horse collars him out of bounds, and he's going to get a penalty.
I think it might be a face mask
possibly for a face mask here. And it's going to go against Crowell, and boy, he has had a rough evening trying to cover George, who's just a speed burner down the sideline. And so Linfield Christian, with the personal foul penalty, will give Christian outstanding field position inside Lions territory.
That's what I thought they were doing with so many backups. I saw so many substitution and backups coming on the field. When I was in that, I didn't see that Christian were putting their starters back on.
Yeah, they do. They have not taken the foot off the pedal. And after the face mask penalty, Christian has the ball in Lions territory at the 39-yard line. Carrillo doing a great job tonight at quarterback for the Patriots. His first start taking over for Shane Dillon, their all-city player. This time in trouble. Carrillo gets off one man, throws that one away, and nearly one-handed caught by Arvin. Arvin feels he should have had that one. He's got his hands on his helmet. I'll tell you, Carrillo stands in that pocket with white jerseys all around him and still delivers strikes. That's a lot of poise for a young quarterback.
Yeah, he's done a nice job. And you know, I got to give credit to number 70, Cullen, for Linfield. He has done a great job. Cullen Baird has done a great job tonight applying pressure to to the Christian High backfield.
This time they keep it on the ground to Owens, and Owens is met rudely at the line of scrimmage and thrown backwards about 10 yards by the left side of the Linfield defense.
And Ryan Geach on the tackle again. I also got to give him credit. He's been in almost on every play, and I hope he's okay. He's running off the field.
He's limping a little bit.
Yeah.
Looks like he might be okay. I'll tell you, I'm impressed.
He's had a great game.
He really has, and I'm really impressed with his Linfield defense. You know, undersized and very young. And they came out here, as, you know, this is a boxing match. They're not here just to play a half. They're going to play 4 quarters of football, and they're letting Christian know about it.
Well, I'll tell you, if you play Linfield this year, you're going to have a tough time with number 70 and 79.
Oh, and just as we say that, Carrillo connects with Arvin on a slant route. And Arvin sprints 39 yards for another Christian touchdown. Whoa, that was a beautiful throw. 3-step drop, saw right in the window of coverage. Arvin ran a great pattern and outran the secondary for another Christian touchdown. And it's 41-0 Patriots with 6:22 left to go in the third.
There was no Linfield defender in the middle of the field there. Everybody was either playing the line or playing the outside. That was an easy touchdown for Christian.
It really was. The safeties were not ready. In fact, the defense looked flat-footed on that play. As the extra point attempt by Powell is perfect, as he has been all night. And Christian in control, looking like the Division V champions they were in 2011 with a 42-0 lead over Linfield Christian.
Support for Christian High football comes from Chisholm Brothers Painting, an insured and licensed residential painting contractor specializing in homes throughout San Diego. A local and family-run operation for more than 30 years, Chisholm Brothers is well known for producing some of the finest paint jobs with an incredible team of painters. Their goal is to provide you with a one-of-a-kind experience by doing the right thing. For a free painting estimate, call 858-571-0676 or visit their website, chisholmbrothers.com.
Well, quarterback Michael Carrillo of Christian High School, not making people forget about Shane Dillon of last year. He's thrown 3 touchdown passes tonight and thrown for already over 200 yards as the Patriots have a 42-0 lead over this Linfield Christian team of Temecula.
And I'm not trying to say anything here, but that last year, Dillon had only 3 TDs last year in this game. So
he's already matched it.
Carrillo has already matched it, and he could be looking for more.
No question. Plenty of time. Carrillo looking good. I think one of the question marks that Christian had going into this season was who was going to replace Sean Dillon, their star quarterback from a year ago, threw for nearly 3,500 yards. And I think they got the answer tonight in Michael Carrillo. 3 touchdown passes and over 200 yards passing, and we're still only midway through the third quarter. At some point, they're going to pull their starters, and I got to believe their next offensive possession they'll do so. As Burns at quarterback makes the handoff up the middle and cutting back to the left side, and a nice run this time for Linfield's running back, Jacob Miller. First time we've called his name tonight. Big fullback, 200-pounder.
And that might have been Linfield's best run of the night so far. He had a lot of room. 8-yard gain, second and about 2.
Lorenzo Burns in at quarterback for the injured Austin Hall.
Or excuse me, 2nd and 1. So that was a 9-yard gain, right?
Yeah, 9 plus 1 equals 10. Hall back to throw. Rather, that's Burns back to throw, and he is just tossed down at the 37-yard line as he tried to evade tacklers in the pocket. And he'll lose about 2 yards on the play, making it 3rd and 4.
That was number 88, I believe, with the tackle. And I don't know who that is. He is not on the roster.
No, he is not. We don't have his number here. Another fine play by Christian's defense as Burns takes the snap under center. Miller gets the call again, trying to work off the right side. And look at him sprint away. Gets by one wave of defenders and down into Christian territory to the 46-yard line. And that's two straight handoffs to Miller. Jacob Miller, 5'10", 200-pound running back, also doubling as a linebacker. And now his hard charging play is starting to pay dividends for this Linfield Christian team. They're back into Christian territory.
2 great runs by him.
And some personnel changes at the receiver position for Linfield. A lot of these players for the Lions going both ways tonight. As Burns sets under center, I formation, actually offset I formation. Second back through is Miller. Miller fighting his way. That's Wakefield, though. Wakefield fought through one tackle, couldn't get by the other. Gets across the 45 to the 44. They've had good answers for Wakefield tonight, as Christian certainly prepared for him. But boy, there's a lot of other talented targets on this Linfield Christian football team. Just a lot of youth and inexperience here, but again, I'd be keeping an eye on this football team for the next few seasons to come.
Yeah, especially maybe not next year, but the year after that.
2 tight end set. They give it to Miller right up the gut, and he finds a lot of room to run across the 40-yard line to the 38. He's been the workhorse on this drive for Linfield with 4:24 left to go in the third quarter. As they quickly get back on the line of scrimmage, calling the play at the line.
Yeah, and I think this is what Linfield wanted to do. They wanted to be quick in calling their plays and getting players to the line of scrimmage.
They ran that one right at the blitzing gap, and the ball's, oh, that's a helmet loose, not a ball loose. Hopefully there's not a head in it. As Miller's helmet comes flying off on the carry up the middle for about a yard.
That would be gruesome.
He jogs off.
There was a head in that.
I think as Miller jogs off to collect his thoughts. Wakefield now in the game for Linfield at tailback. Just under 4 minutes left to go in the third quarter. 4th and 3 for Linfield. They are in Christian territory. You know they're going for it here at the 38. They set 2 men in the backfield. Rather, that's Burns in the gun. Wakefield to his right hip pocket. Looking to throw over the middle. Has a man tipped away and nearly intercepted. But irregardless, that was 4th down, and Christian will take over on downs at their own 41-yard line with 3:39 left to go in the third quarter. Christian in control, 42-0 over Linfield Christian.
Number 5, Jacob Porras, applying the pressure there for the Patriots, causing Linfield to rush that throw a little bit, create the turnover. Or the turnover on downs, I should say.
Now, Linfield Christian, once again, a lot of guys playing Ironman football for this Lions football team. So at this point of the juncture in a game, late in the third quarter, there are a lot of heavy legs. And it might be an opportunity for this Christian team to take advantage of as they keep their starters in the game. They've got all 11 of their starters still in the game. Owens in the backfield. Under center is Carrillo. He's had a tremendous game tonight. 2 receivers far to the left. Looks like he's setting up a screen. He does. Screen pass after the 40-yard line. Across the 50. Gets a good block into Lion territory and finally brought down close to the 30-yard line. That's Paris Miller off the screenplay. Well executed and well blocked by Christian. And Miller gets deep into Lions territory, and they're going to mark the ball at the 31-yard line of Linfield Christian.
And last year in this game, Paris Miller actually did quite well for himself, having a lot of rushing yards. He, last year, Paris Miller had a lot of rushing yards.
That's good.
What I'll leave it at.
You don't have to give us a specific number. That's okay.
I was looking for it, but I couldn't find it.
Carrillo back to throw for Christian. Has a man over. That's Sauls over the middle at the 30-yard line. A nice grab in traffic, but it's only going to pick up about 2 yards on the crossing route. And I tell you, a team that's got a rough schedule ahead is this Linfield Christian team. Not only do they take over this Division 5 2011 champion in Christian, next week they go to St. Margaret's, who is always a state contender. And the road doesn't get any easier as they take on Francis Parker after that. And then right after that, they've got another, I believe, close to league title against Horizon. So a tough opening road for this team as Carrillo tosses that one incomplete into no man's land, bringing up 3rd down and 8.
And last year, Horizon in the playoffs gave this Christian High Patriots team a run for their money. Actually, they were leading at halftime before Christian finally pulled it out in the fourth quarter, but that was a first-round playoff matchup. So I expect Horizon to be a very tough team this year.
Horizon's an interesting team, very lean on players, but what they have is highly talented, especially at their skill positions. So 3rd and 7. They're going to give it to Miller up the middle. He's got plenty of room to run across the 15. Gets by one man at the 10. Sprints into the end zone. Touchdown. Great individual effort by Paris Miller. on that 31-yard touchdown run, and Christian is pouring it on 48-0.
When Paris Miller ran over that Linfield Lion, the Linfield Lion just sat there and said, "What do I got to do to bring down Paris Miller?" Touchdown, Patriots. Extra point pending here, but we could be looking at a 49-0 lead.
And they've got to run the clock. It'll be a continuous clock in the fourth quarter without question. As the extra point attempt has been perfect all night, no reason to change that now. As the Patriots, showing their true colors as defending Division V San Diego section champions, running it up all over Linfield Christian of Temecula, 49-0.
PlayOnSports.com is not only your destination for Friday night football action, but it's also your place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school playoff and championship events in all sports across the country. PlayOnSports.com. High school sports lives here.
TC Wardell alongside my partner Joe Minich from Granite Hills High School in East San Diego County, the city of El Cajon, which is treating the home team, Christian High School, extremely well in this 2012 season opener as they take on Linfield Christian, a team out of Temecula, enrollment of just under 900, and that's kindergarten through 12, so your high school grouping is probably no more than 250 or 300.
Yeah, I talked to the coaches beforehand, and the high school sits at 300 students.
And another Pooch kickoff, this time taken by Burns, and Burns brave enough to take it and run and gets to about the 37-yard line where the Lions will take over on offense.
You know, you were talking about Linfield's schedule, and they play teams from all over Southern California, and I'm not sure if they get mileage or whatever, but they should, because they're going to play teams in not only down here in San Diego, but also people all over from Ontario to Anaheim to, their local Marietta, because they're in Temecula. So they're definitely a traveling team.
And they got a lot of frequent flyer miles going on this season. They're going to be all over Riverside and San Bernardino County. As Burns on a handoff to Miller up the middle. Miller bounces out to the left side, running hard across the 40. It takes 4 blue jerseys to bring this young man down. And that was probably the hardest 3 yards of running you're going to see this season. Jacob Miller really fighting it at the running back position, doing a tremendous job for this Linfield team.
Right, and we didn't hear much about Miller, but he looks like a great back, and I think the Lions might have found themselves a two-back set now.
Well, with Wakefield being kind of held at bay tonight, they needed someone to step up at the running back position, and Jacob Miller certainly done that. On 2nd and 6 from the 41-yard line, Lorenzo Burns in the gun formation, almost a pistol setup here. This time again, Miller gets the call. He's going to bounce to the right side, trying to get to the edge, and does across the 45-yard line. Hard running to the 47, and that'll be enough for a Lions first down, and that should get the Lions faithful up and running a little bit of adrenaline here.
Yeah, he does a great job starting to the inside and then cutting out to the outside.
That's from a big guy. He's not exactly your tailback or your prototypical tailback-looking guy. He is a stocky, strong young man who shows a lot of speed.
Reminds me a lot of Hester when he played in college.
A lot of similarities there as Miller rushes across the 50-yard line, puts his head down, and gets to the 48 as the Lions now invade Christian territory with 1:10 left to go in the third quarter.
And that's Jacob Hester,
not
formerly of the San Diego Chargers. Chargers just cut him today.
I was wondering if he was still going to make the squad or not. 2 tight end set. Hall going to give it again to his go-to back. This time Miller stacked up in the line of scrimmage. He may lose a yard as he was completely draped by Chad Humphreys, inside linebacker for Christian. 2nd down and call it a short 7 from the 49-yard line of the Christian. Last seconds of this third quarter, 30 seconds and counting down, 49-0 lead by Christian as Burns goes back to throw under heavy duress, nearly gets away. Is he going to throw it? He is going to go down which is a good thing, or his body would have contorted in a lot of different directions, and he could have gotten injured.
But he got away from one guy. It didn't look like he was going to get away from, but there were other Patriots there to assist, bring him down, and he just decided, okay, there's 3 of you, I'm going to go down now.
And that's the smart, definitely discretion and better part of valor there, as he's hobbling a little bit as he comes to the sidelines.
And it's really, really warm out here. I mean, it's almost 9 o'clock, and it still feels like it's about 90 degrees.
You got that humidity factor working here in the East County, along with the heat index.
Could you imagine what it's like in El Centro, Brawley area?
Geez, I'm Blythe, where my wife's family's from. Done plenty of games out in the Imperial Valley in my time here with the organization. And yeah, this time of year, daytime temperature pretty much mirrors the evening temperature.
Right.
So we have reached the end of quarter number 3. The Christian Patriots making it look easy with a 49-0 lead over Linfield Christian.
Fans, stay tuned for the PlayOnSports.com postgame show, where we will select our player of the game, as well as wrap up all the action from this ball game. That's coming up following the game on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Well, to open the 4th quarter, a bouncing snap to the punter. He's able to get it away on an end-over-end kick. Fair catch called for at the 23-yard line by Christian, and the offense will come back on the field for the Patriots. We'll see if they bring their starters back out. With 11:44 left to go in the 4th quarter, they're going to run with a continuous clock now, since there's a 49-0 lead for Christian. And as I watch the players come into the game, I'm pretty much seeing every starter that opened the 1st quarter. We'll see if they've changed. They may have a change in quarterback. No, there comes Carrillo jogging onto the field into the huddle. So all 11 starters still in the game for Christian.
I don't think this one's too much in doubt, but
you say the least.
But the coach here is working towards win 100. He won't get it tonight, but he will get win 98.
Yeah, gets a little closer.
So, they just want to make sure he gets 98.
Owens up the middle on the quick hitter to the 28, 29-yard line. Pick up a 5 on the play.
And they actually did say they would like to get win 100 against Parker or 101 against Parker, because the Christian High coach has never beaten Francis Parker in his entire career. So they would like to make that the milestone.
That's a good idea, too. And there's always been this kind of rivalry, kind of unsung rivalry between these two schools, even though it's not that well known. 2nd down and 4 from the 29-yard line. They're going to keep the ball on the ground, and then shooting right up the middle is tailback Chad Humphreys. His first carry of the night was now a sophomore. We're starting to see some changes maybe at running back, as Humphreys gets an opportunity, shoots up the middle, and fortunately for one last tackler there, last man standing was able to bring him down to the 42-yard line, where it'll be 1st down for Christian. And I think we're going to see a new quarterback. Yes, we are. That's going to be David Jeremiah, the freshman, 5'10", 170, his first opportunity in varsity football.
Isn't that the pastor?
Jeremiah?
At Shadow Mountain?
It could be. As a handoff up the middle, no good. Dropped right at the line of scrimmage. In fact, he being Humphreys, will lose 2 yards. So the freshman quarterback, well, he had an opportunity, and now comes in the game is Carrillo.
And the reason I say the thing about the pastor is because Christian High sits on the Shadow Mountain facility campus. The campus actually sits on the facility of Shadow Mountain. So there's probably a relation there.
More than likely, you're correct. Carrillo back in the game at quarterback, going to give this ball back to Humphreys. Humphreys finding room at the middle, across midfield. Now he's trying to sprint by, makes a nice cut back to the left. And down to the 27-yard line, a tremendous run of 31 yards by Humphreys, backup running back.
We got a hurt player on the field.
That's chasing Kroll, and he has had a long game on both offense and defense.
Yeah, Croswell, he got up. He's getting up under his own power, limped off the field, so that was good. It's probably just dehydration or a cramp or something like that. But
he's running it off. It could be a cramp or just maybe an ankle and it's banged up a little bit. He has had a long night trying to cover George. Philip George all evening long. We have a timeout on the field. 8:41 left to go in this fourth quarter. Nothing in doubt here as Christian holds a 49-0 lead over Linfield Christian.
Accurate Underground and Grading and owner Mike Tobiasen has been serving San Diego and the surrounding communities for over 30 years. His services include grading, custom house, pads, water and sewer lines, underground utility roads, fire hydrants, horse arenas, brush cleaning, and much more. Please contact Mike Tobiasen at 760-789-8792 or visit the website accurateundergroundinggrading.com. Be sure to spell it out, the word, and see how Accurate can serve you today. And on behalf of all of us at Accurate Underground and Grading, go Patriots.
And the Patriots have the football at the 27-yard line of the Lions. The freshman quarterback hands it right up the middle to Humphreys. Humphreys is going to pick up maybe a yard on the play. 8:36 and counting left in this ball game. We're going with a continuous clock as Christian holds a 49-0 lead. And we're seeing a little bit some wholesale changes here on offense. We're seeing the freshman quarterback David Jeremiah get some snaps. Chad Humphreys, running backs, had 2 tremendous runs. He's coming in for mop-up duty. As Christian looking to try to put one more on the board before this is all said and done. Ball's at the 25-yard line, 2nd down and 8. Humphreys gets the call, bounces back to the right side, finds a hole, and brought down from behind at about the 20-yard line. If that tackle hadn't been made, I think Humphreys still be running at the races. So that's a 5, so I have to call it a 6-yard run by Humphreys. 3rd down and 2, ball at the 20-yard line. This defense of Linfield Christian, they continue to battle.
Yeah.
And I'm really impressed by this team. They're down 49-0. Boy, they're playing hard.
A lot of heart out there for the Lions, and you know, you can definitely tell they're not worried about the score.
Now the freshman quarterback calls his own number right up the middle. And I think he's going to be at least a yard shy of a 1st down. Oh, in fact, he's not going to get much of anything on that quarterback plunge. So he jogs back off the field. 4th down and 2 from the 20-yard line of the Lions. Christian looking to see what they can come up with here to keep this drive alive. They keep the freshman quarterback in the game as he runs to the sideline to get the play call from the offensive coordinator. David Jeremiah, 5'10", 170 freshman. First game as a varsity player. I know what that was like way back in the day with leather helmets. They're going to hand this one on off to Humphreys. Humphreys finds a hole in the middle, straight arms the defender, and gets across the 10-yard line to the 7. I'll tell you, Chad Humphreys has only played this quarter and only had 4 carries. Talk about impressive. He's got over 45 yards.
Yeah, he's definitely making a statement here. And, you know, I think maybe the coaches are going to look at him and say, well, let's put him on the squad, you know. We could have 3 great running backs.
Boy, 3, maybe 4. They are loaded in the backfield this year. And Carrillo really impressing me at quarterback with his 3 touchdown tosses tonight. The freshman quarterback going to hand it off to Humphreys this time. They read this one like a book. Humphreys goes nowhere and stopped at the line of scrimmage. You can thank that stop to big number 70, Cullen Barrett. We've called Cullen Barrett's name a number of times tonight.
It's not often where you win a championship and then you have more weapons the next year.
How does that work? They lost majority of their receiving squad. The top 3 of the top 4 receivers graduated, and they just reload. So the freshman under center, 2nd down and goal.
They are in a new conference this year, though.
They are. They run to the Central Conference as Humphreys fights his way across the 5 to the 4-yard line. Yeah, they are. They actually moved from what is a very rugged coastal conference, and they moved to the Central League, which I'm not going to say is easy because it's not, but I think it does give them a little bit of breathing room, especially with this young team still working to gel.
And they said they did that because all the other sports the high school plays in, they're in the Central Conference. So it was only logical to play in the Central Conference.
And they definitely got the talent to be there. On 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line, Jeremiah, quarterback, going to hand this one off to Humphreys. Humphreys looking for a hole off the right side. Works hard just to get back to the line of scrimmage before getting bent backwards. And now 4th and goal for Christian. And right now, I tell you, a defensive stand by Linfield would be a big plus for this football team, at least coming off this game with something positive with 4:41 left to go. And right now, 4th and goal, they would love nothing more than to stop the Big Blue from getting across the goal line.
That's interesting. This is the 3rd time Christian has gone for it on 4th down, and they're 0 for 2 right now. Let's see if they Linfield stops them.
Jet sweep over the right side, flag down on the field, trying to get inside. They will not, and Linfield has stopped, and here's another late flag after the tackle.
So we got 2 flags. They're probably going to offset. We'll probably have to do this again.
No, I'm thinking this is going to be all over again, no question about it. Thinking probably had a face mask on the tackle.
On the second one, and I think we got a holding on the first one.
Actually, a chop block, illegal block against Christian, and a face mask against Linfield Christian. So they're going to offset, and like you said, Joe, we're going to do this one all over again.
So once again, Christian is 0 for 2 on 4th downs. Let's see if Linfield can stop them and make them 0 for 3.
Okay, let's see if the Linfield crowd can get a little bit of an excitement going for this Linfield defense. Coming off this field at least with something positive. A goal line stand here would go a long way for this Linfield program.
Let's see if we see a jet sweep again.
Under center is the freshman Jeremiah. Movement on the line of scrimmage, and I think they're going to catch Linfield going over the neutral zone, as I think there was probably Jeremiah at quarterback might have did some voice inflection on the snap count. Might have changed his count, his hard count a little bit, and that's going to be half the distance to the goal line. So 4th and goal from the 2.5-yard line for Christian. Clock running, 2:57 and counting here in the 4th quarter. Christian with a 49-0 lead, looking to add one more before it's all said and done. 4th and goal from the 2. Handoff right up the middle. Linfield looks like they have stopped him, and they have. No, it's a scrum at the 2-yard line. And a bit of positive coming out of this one for Linfield Christian as the Lions defense holds against Christian on a goal line stand. And Linfield Christian will take over on downs at their own 2-yard line.
Now, if you go by stats, Linfield is perfect on 4th downs on defense, so don't try to run it on them on 4th down.
Very impressive young Linfield Christian Lions defense tonight. They've done a great job against a tough Christian football team. As Burns standing near his own goal line, 1st and 10, he's going to go right up the middle and take a crowd of people with him. That was a rugby scrum all the way to about the 7-yard line. They may want to run that play just all the way downfield.
Yeah.
Pick up about 5 on the play.
Just trying to get breathing room. Don't want to give up a safety and make this a 51-0 game.
So about 1:30 left to go in the 4th quarter. Burns takes the snap, going to give it to Miller off the left side. Miller following his guard, cross the 10 to the 12-yard line. Should be close to a 1st down.
We got 1:26 left to go. And fans, stay tuned for the PlayOnSports.com postgame show, where we will select our player of the game as well as wrap up all the action from this ball game. That's coming up on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Miller again with the call. Actually, that's not Miller this time. New man gets the ball for Linfield Christian. That's running back Greg Holt, 5'10", 205. It's a good run, 8 yards downfield.
And support for Christian High football comes from Chisholm Brothers Painting, insured and licensed residential painting contractor specializing in homes throughout San Diego. Lost the ball there.
I had to go right up the middle, and the ball may have been coughed up. And it looks like Linfield may have recovered as the clock continues to run, 25 seconds. And Linfield is probably going to be happy just to let this one go. Tough lessons for this very young Linfield Christian football team. The road doesn't get any easier for them next week against state finalist St. Margaret's. Always a Division V power. They set up with 2 tight ends. They're going to hand this one up right up the middle again. and working hard to strip the balls, the Christian defense. And that will do it here from Granite Hills High School in East San Diego, California. The Division V San Diego section champions, the Christian Patriots, coming back in 2012, making it look easy with a 49-0 victory over Linfield Christian at Temecula. Folks, we invite you to stay tuned to PlayOnSports.com for our post-game coverage. We'll wrap up all the action in our post-game show, and we'll have an interview with our player of the game. Player pending, if we can get to him. That's coming up in just a few moments. Once again, it is Christian 49, Linfield Christian nothing on Friday Night Football on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
4th and 10 from the 41-yard line for St. Augustine. Kennedy dropping back to pass. Looking left, firing, incomplete, intended for Noland. No penalty flags on the field. Mar Vista will take over on downs, and Jordan Lertique will take that knee. And the Mar Vista Mariners knock off the number 2 seeded St. Augustine Saints at Mesa College in a dominating performance on both sides of the football for Mar Vista. They trailed 14-0 and came back.
Again, down 2-0, facing adversity, and they've really just turned the table around since game number 3. Set an attack, great block made back inside the Maverick zone. A chance there by Bosback back inside the Maverick zone. Ball attacked there by Bosback, a second opportunity by Bosback. Lift violation call. Winner. It's over the neck call. Oh my goodness. Bosback reached over on the attack. A Maverick error wraps up the title for the Presentation Panthers. A 15-9 victory in game number 5, and they wrap it up coming back from 2-0 down match-wise and take it 3-2.
36-35 and driving, and oh baby! Shrigley with the jam, and it was with emphasis. And it's the foul, and listen to these fans.
Do you know who's standing up right behind us? Tony Bland, who is the head recruiter for San Diego State. I think he's drooling. Somebody get that man a napkin.
Quick score on this drive. There goes a handoff to Zeller, trying to go straight ahead, but he is met by Wool. Now he breaks out to the outside, gets across the 30, 35, on the right, 40, midfield. He's running down the sidelines. He's going to go all the way as he's at the 10, 5, touchdown. Patrick Zeller stood up at the line of scrimmage and broke out to his left to the far sidelines, and he was in a foot race, and he went all the way for the touchdown. Broke a tackle and made it nice and showed his speed as he got outside for the touchdown.
Back in the backfield to the left is Campbell.
Hernandez takes the snap, play action to Campbell. Looks down the field. Now here comes the pressure. He's going to be hit. He breaks the tackle, rolls left. Now he's going to cut upfield. He's going to break another tackle, and then another tackle down the sideline. Gets a block inside the 5. What a touchdown! Hernandez goes 33 yards in spectacular fashion, breaking 4 tackles along the way, including 2 in the backfield, and Hilltop has tied this one up at 29.
Grant with a big, strong defensive rebound. He brings it back down the floor again, and another slam dunk. Jeremy Grant can run the point, and he can fly. Huge dunk, 2 big dunks in the last
Bullard
minute.
trying to close it out. Deep ball, up in the air, Cram. Bringing it back, Arbizo. Cram over in 3, free opportunity. Look for Rodabaugh, no, pass middle, Weimer! Ball game. 25-19, Foothill wins it 3-1.
Because this kid has definitely proven that he can make things happen here in this ball game.
They will go with him. Bula Graft on a stretch run, just breaking tackles. The little man is in the clear to Tory territory. The 25, the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown Knights. What a run, the freshman, Bula Graft.
Ooh, I tell you what. There were at least 3 times on that run that he should have gone down or he should have been wrapped up. Missed tackles there cost La Jolla Country Day as Bula Graft, the freshman running back for Bishops, is able to take it in. And that was a determined run there, Andy.
So 1st and 10. Brandon Lewis in the shotgun. Has time to throw. And he'll fire, and he has a man diving catch. Did he hold on to it? He did. What a catch from Kendall Keys. And that may be the KBC Sports Player of the Week.
What a catch he laid himself out there, and a great throw, as you said. Read it nicely to Lewis and really caught his receiver on the go and just kind of put it out there right on the outskirts of his fingertips. He laid out and he made a catch.
1-1.
You know when a pitcher is behind an account and throws his breaking ball, he's feeling it.
The pitch is going to be fisted to second base on a liner, and the ball is caught by McGrew, and Valley Christian wins the game on a Cameron Stewart no-hitter.
Wow, what a way to go out if you're Cameron Stewart. A no-no in the championship game. If there's scouts out there, they had to be impressed by this young kid's velocity, control, and breaking ball all worked well today. He had it going for this Valley Christian team.
What a gem. He's going to give it to Tyree on an exchange against the zone, do a little 3-man weave. This is Tyrell back with it. Tyrell's going to go lob backdoor. Tyree Robinson with a flush.
Now that was nice. Very nice design play.
Uwaba back there. Bogart takes a snap. He's going to run the play. He's going to throw. He's got a man open at the 10. It's underthrown. It's incomplete. No, or is it caught? It is a catch. Wow, juggling catch inside the 5-yard line. Moliga, was that Moliga pulling that one in? It is Moliga. Boy, that ball was deflected by one of the Falcons, and then Moliga, he lands on the ground and pulls it in. What a catch.
3 men in the backfield, back to the wing. This time inside counter to Telefaro. No, they're going to throw this one. He's got a man open. And what a catch! What a grab by tight end Joe Gigantino. He must have bobbled that ball 4 times in the air, and he was actually tipped by the defender and had the presence of mind to keep his concentration and make the grab. Unbelievable catch. And the ball at the 29-yard line of the Eagles, and you can see the defense, they're still bewildered. How did he come up with that grab?
Even with 2 defenders around him and 4 big. That's so unconventional for a guy to handle the ball so well. January with the one-hand jam.
He was not going to be denied there. Coming over was Milmo.
Bradshaw Christian's going to bring the starting unit out on the field one more time just to take a knee.
10 seconds left. They better hurry it up. Actually, they're going to try a field goal. For Lawson, they're going to run out of time. Are they going to take? There's a snap, and they aren't even going to get the kickoff. They tried to hustle Lawson out there for a field goal opportunity to see if they could get her one, but it does not matter. They don't get the punt off in time. Drew Rickert just got the Gatorade shower on the sideline. Bradshaw Christian is your winner, 62-6. The final score. They are your D6 titleists this year. You're in 2000. 5 seconds left. Clock winding down. Poway.
Do it. Santa Margarita, coming back from the dead, has won the Division I State Bowl Championship 42-37 in an improbable comeback against Bellarmine of San Jose. And the Bellarmine players on the field, on their knees, just absolutely dejected after playing just a gut-wrenching football game.
Menlo really wants to get the leadoff man aboard here, trailing 6-4. Good way to come back against a team that just took the lead against you is to get some runs of your own. If they shut you down, that gives them even more confidence going into the 5th inning. The 3-1 pitch is rocketed to deep right center field, away back, and this one is out of here. A home run for Freddie Avis.
Wow. The leadoff hitter has 2 of the deepest hits we've seen all day up to this point. And that one on the inner half, we talked about it. You got to stay away from a guy like that. Right in his powerhouse, inner half of the plate, and rips it to right
About how
center.
he's going to throw the football on this play. Westlake might have been daring him to do so. Just joking, though, folks. Peros is going to take a knee. He does. That's going to wrap it up. Well, I'll tell you what. Westlake had an outstanding year. They win the Southern Section title, never easy. They went 14-0 coming in. They're going to finish 14-1. And there is no shame in losing to the De La Salle Spartans. De La Salle wins at 35-0. KBCSports.com postgame show. Nino Holmes to serve. Needs a good one. Serve is over. Back in one. Off Panthers. Here's the chance. Peterson outside. Kuntz. Up in the air. Holmes brings it back.
What a save.
Free opportunity for the Wolves. Peterson to Brown on the slide.
There it is. What a game. Lots of emotions.
The Shasta Wolves have won their first championship since 1999. 34 seconds to go. There's the snap. The knee for Sierra Canyon. They actually don't have to snap the football again. 25 seconds to play, and the celebration is beginning on the far side of the football field for the Sierra Canyon Trailblazers. 15 seconds left. What a third quarter performance by Sierra Canyon. They don't need any points in the fourth quarter, Manny. They are going to take this championship game with a 34-13 win over the LeGrand Bulldogs. Sierra Canyon wins the Small Schools Division Championship by 21 points over the LeGrand Bulldogs. An outstanding performance by Sierra Canyon in the second
Before
half.
it goes 10 yards. Here we go. Antizana with the kick. It's a bouncer, and then it's recovered by Washington. I don't even think Washington Union has to run another play. Maybe they got to run one more.
Well, that's going to take.
I think that'll do it.
Yeah, that's going to take the Panthers to 14-0. Cap off the first state championship in the Central section. And congratulations to both teams for really a hard-fought game on both sides. It was entertaining for us.
Very entertaining. The Washington Union Panthers, your 2011 Division III California State champions.
So welcome back to PlayOn Sports coverage of Friday Night Football. I'm joined by the player of the game, junior quarterback Michael Carrillo of the Patriots of Christian, who just won their season opener in 2012, 49-0 over Linfield Christian of Temecula. And the first question, Michael, I've got to ask you, and I know you've been asked and inquired about this all season long. You're filling in and coming in for Shane Dillon, who last year's superstar quarterback, over 3,400 yards passing. Were you the guy expected to fill those shoes this year, or was there a quarterback battle during the summer?
I don't think that there was too much of a quarterback battle, but I mean, you know, you got to work for everything, and Shane's a great quarterback, and, you know, it's not easy to come in after that.
No, no question.
And, you know, we'll take it one game at a time, one practice at a time, and the coaches have really helped me out, and, you know, I think we're going to do well this year.
Well, yeah, you've definitely got some of the pundits agreeing with you. 3 touchdown passes tonight against Linfield Christian. People were wondering, is there someone who can fill those shoes? Well, obviously, you have the capability of doing that. Now, you've lost 14 starters from last year's championship team. Was there anything over the summer concerns that this might be a young team, maybe a rebuilding team this year, as opposed to one that might run for a championship again?
I think that every year we're going to compete for a championship, and that's definitely our mindset going into every game. And I don't think it was much of a rebuilding year in our minds. You know, we've got a great team, we've got good chemistry, and the guys are real coachable, so hope to keep it going.
We got an interesting background because you're from the Bay Area originally, right. As you told me, Kings Academy out in the Sunnyvale area. And the summer was interesting for you. You were doing a lot of back and forth from the Bay Area, working out here.
Yeah, we flew in, I think, every other week just to go to practice. And Coach Beezer, our offensive coordinator, was gracious enough to let me stay at his house. And it was a good bonding experience, getting to know some of the guys. So it was really helpful.
Well, you're being from the Bay Area, you're a 49er fan, just like I am. What do you think this year? Another run for the Super Bowl?
I think so. I think they're going to take it. I think they're going to take it this year.
Well, I hope you're right, because I'm with you as a fan. 14 starters. You jumped to the Coastal, you're out of the Coastal League into the Central League this year. Do you think that's a benefit for your program?
You know, I think we just got to take it one game at a time, and I mean, it's what we do. I mean, they're going to put teams out there that we just got to find a way to beat.
Well, tonight you definitely proved it. 3 touchdown passes against Linfield Christian in the 2012 season opener. Division 5 champions last year, looking for the same kind of results this year. Michael Carrillo, our player of the game for PlayOn Sports. Congratulations, great game tonight.
Thank
and
you.
we'll be back in just a few moments to wrap this one up here on PlayOnSports.com. Good? Now to go. Michael, great job tonight. Good luck this evening.